Everything. All right. So, hey, I'm Liz Trotter with Cleaning Profit Builders, and today we have Curt Kempton here with Responsibid. Hey, I just saw in the background that you have Dunder Mifflin back there. That's
that's my paper, just in case I need another ream.
That's so awesome. I love that. And if you haven't watched The Office and you don't know what Dunder Mifflin is, get your little booty over there because you will laugh. If you need a laugh, that's a place to go right there.
I do get a kick out of that.
Me too. Love that show. And it's pretty funny because people are still quoting from The Office how many years later? Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's sign of a good show right there.
I do love The Office.
Yes, me too. All right. So, Curt, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was so awesome. Oh, man. The only thing is my wife's a nurse, so she had to work on Saturday, so that part kind of stunk. But if I'm digging holes in my tractor, which this Saturday I was, it's a good Saturday. Like, I just like going out and moving a pile of dirt from one place to the other and just popping an audio book in. It is so fun.
I actually really, really do understand that. Something that you're doing something big, but you're using your mind for other stuff. I love to listen to a book while my hands are doing something else.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I miss about working out in the field. So before I started Responsibid, I had a window cleaning and pressure washing company, and I spent a lot of time in the field. I loved that part of the job where I could just have an audio book in, cleaning glass, spraying a pressure washer, learning stuff. When you're replying to emails or in meetings, it just doesn't work. And and I miss that so much.
Yeah, I really miss that too about cleaning houses, just going in and really just cleaning, because you're right. When you're running meetings, you actually have to think about the meeting, or sending an email. You have to think about it. You can't be listening to a book. Yeah.
You're very present. Yeah.
Yeah. And for those of us that really like to listen to books or podcasts, it's something that you really miss when you don't get to do it as much. Yeah, absolutely. So you have kids though, Curt. So I'm thinking that if your wife was at work, you had a little bit of opportunity to spend with your kids. Yeah.
Yeah, we did pizza night. I have a brick oven pizza, so we built pizzas, and I taught one of my kids to drive the tractor this weekend. He's not using the bucket yet. Did some grading though with the box on the back, so that was fun. And I got one kid that's just an absolute comedian guy. He just running around. We were just throwing dad jokes at each other all weekend too. He's 10 years old, going on like 30. Very funny.
I do love those kids, actually. The young dads. Hey, Denise. So Denise is let's see. We'll get her on here. Hey, Denise. Denise is a perpetual. Yeah, she's in our strategic success groups, and she has been pickled. So
what does that mean?
If you are pickled, it means that you're in a pickle. You didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Uh-oh.
So now you
No. So this is like the walk of shame? Is Denise on the walk of shame?
A little bit, right, Denise? So if you see pickles, you're not on Facebook very often, Chris.
I'm not on Facebook.
No, I know you're not, because it's really hard to send you messages in Messenger because you're not there.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
But for other people that are seeing pickles, now you know what that is.
So it must be an accountability group, because I know other ones that make you draw a magic marker mustache on when you don't do your accountability.
Same thing. Yeah, same exact thing. Yeah.
Okay. The walk of shame. Well, I bet Denise gets her accountability done next time.
Yeah. Well, she will. Although she really wanted to do a pickle. It was her first time to get pickled. So.
So didn't work. Like, it's like, I didn't do my accountability.
Do I get pickled? I don't think she'll want it for next time, but yeah, for this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, good to see you, Denise. Always good to see her. I don't know how to, let's see, take her off there. All right. So Curt, I don't know if everybody knows, but we have you here. Hey, Sean. Dan Platt is always pickled. Sorry, Dan.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah, come on, Dan, get your work done. We have you on here because this month for us, February is automations month, right? So we like to bring people on here to help us talk about automations in different parts of the company, and not necessarily just that you have to buy whatever person's stuff. You know, we had Sean on too with Blue Skies, and you're on here with Responsibid, but I like to have people on the show. Well, actually, Tom and I both do. Oh, I should probably mention that Tom's not here today. He didn't just fall off.
Yeah, he doesn't ever want to be with me. Like whenever I'm on, Tom doesn't want to be on. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm like, has that happened before? Oh no.
No.
So glad.
I was just trying to put some words in your mouth that made Tom look bad. I don't know why I felt so evil for a minute.
You wanted to just make Tom feel bad for a second? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to make him feel good now because he is with his brother fishing.
Nice.
How fun, right? He's doing that on his way to QDS. So we miss you here today, Tom, but glad you're out there fishing.
I think Sean brought up Dan. I think Dan is actually ice fishing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I think I heard that.
Yeah. Is that true, Sean? Let us know if Dan's out there ice fishing. That is kind of cool there.
Yeah.
So back to what we were saying about you.
Automations.
Yeah. Automations.
My thing.
Yeah. And you were talking about automations way back in the day. I can remember hearing you talk about automations and thinking, wow, he's so awesome. Like, that's true. You're a great speaker. You're a great presenter, and you make information easy to digest, which is one of the things that I really like. It's easy to hear and easy to think of. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, that makes sense for me. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping that you'll do for us today with automations around sales and talking about Responsibid too. All right. Well, what you got? What do you want to say?
Well, the first thing I'll say is so I do want to show some stuff that you told me that you wanted me to show a little bit how Responsibid works and some of the automations there. Before we get into any automation of any sort, I think it's important people understand there's two things I hear from people about automations. The first one is that automations are cold. If I automate something, it won't feel warm and fuzzy to my customer. I'm not doing my customer any favors because I'm just doing these automations that are impersonal. And one person even said to me, they went so far, this is kind of in the early days, but I still hear it from time to time. He said, not only are you making this impersonal, but you're making it feel like I'm very substitutable. Like I'm just selling, a static, very replaceable thing because it's just, there's nothing special about it. The second thing I hear people say is that automations are great and everything, but it takes so much time and energy to set them up.
Okay.
I feel like both of those things miss the heart of what an automation really, truly is. An automation is the ability to replicate something that you're doing perfectly well, but you're doing it all the time. An automation could be as simple as, Walmart has made an automation of welcoming people in with a greeter. Hi, 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 hi. And you know what? When I walk into Walmart, I don't feel very welcomed. Hi, yeah, whatever. But the Apple Store also has a greeter. Mm-hmm. There's someone standing there with an iPad and goes, hi, what brings you in today? Oh, I wanted to see something about a Genius Bar my iPad's doing something weird. Oh yeah, I've got you an appointment right here. Let me take you back there and introduce you to who you're working with. Or, oh, you're looking at the new laptops that just came out? They're awesome. Let me show you this new laptop over here. I'll hook you up with so-and-so who's a salesperson, and they can answer all your questions. They're totally different, but they're both an automation that does the same thing.
Great examples, Curt, showing the disparity there between them. Yeah, I love that. All right.
Yeah, so the way you build your automation is if you want to curate the experience that your customer is going to have, whether it be through emails or, there's now voicemail drops and postcard drops that go out, text messages that are going out. We automate the quoting process. If it's important enough for your customer to have an amazing experience every time, you got to build at the very least a system. And if you're going to build a system, why not take it one step further to make sure that if it can be automated, that it's an amazing automation and that you're curating that experience. So that's how I like to start talking about automations, just so people are on the same page.
Right.
You don't have to automate your whole entire business. However, people who do automate and spend the time automating, they find that that investment of 1 or 2 hours can save thousands of hours in the future.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible use of your time. If there's ever anything in your business worth doing, exploring the opportunity with automating these important key elements of your business is probably about as good as you're going to get. So with that all said, I think I'm going to just walk people through a quick example of a Responsibid quote.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about what's automated and what's not. And then we can sort of break it down. If anyone has any questions, obviously I'm happy to talk about that too.
All right,
so let's see here. I want to show my monitor. Oh, there we go. It's going to probably, there we go. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Let me add you to the stream. There we go.
Oh, okay. You can see it now?
Yep.
Does it look better when I blow it up?
Yeah, we are seeing, Maid service, instant quotes, get an instant quote in 2 minutes. Looks good.
So imagine that someone went to your website and you had a menu and they clicked on, how much will this cost, or get an instant quote. And they landed on a page on your website that has, this is what it looks like if you install Responsibid on your website. You have your same header, you have your same breadcrumbs or whatever, however your website's built. This is basically a hole cut out of your website that shows how to get a quote. Now you can see here in this test quote, we've got a video that basically can make it feel a lot more personable. Again, talking about things being cold, you can warm them up really quick by at 10 o'clock at night when none of your competitors are answering their phone. You could actually, if you use Responsibid on your website, which it's more of you can use it in person or over the phone, but you can also put it on your website. This is a way to warm up a process where no one who's answering their phone is talking to them, but they're getting to meet the owner or understand the company and why you're quoting this way right away. Okay. So the next thing I can do is I can get a quote on Maid service. You notice that there's 3 other services offered that all are related to carpet cleaning maybe, but in this case,
see them a little bit tiny. Tell us what they are, Kurt.
Oh, so we've got carpet cleaning,
okay,
tile and natural stone cleaning, and upholstery cleaning.
All right.
So in this case, if the customer just got a quote for Maid service, I can click continue, and there's an opportunity for me to put in some information. I'll just pretend I'm Liz today. And I'll say Liz at Synthesize. You're part of our team now.
All right. I'll do a good job, I promise.
Oh, I don't even doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. Now, this part is kind of funny. Responsibid actually has a feature that allow customers to schedule themselves. And if I was putting a real address in here, which I'm not, this actually will find all the drive times and whatever else is on your schedule later on, and it'll give you all the perfect choice of scheduling times. Okay. It's really smart. It's as smart as any human. And everyone who's like, no, you don't understand. Scheduling is an art form. Listen, I own a cleaning company. I know what you're talking about, and we built this to do that. So it's actually really cool. But because I used a fake address, we won't get to see that part. But so I heard about you on Google. I have a let's say I have a 2,400 square foot house. And here's the part where we can start asking questions. So again, you can see that you could throw a video in here and make it really personable, but it's asking me, how many bed sheets would you like changed? So you could leave that at 0, or if in my house, that's probably like 5. I've got 3 toilets with 3 bathtubs. I'm not going to worry about the loads of laundry or fireplaces to clean. I live in Phoenix, so fireplaces aren't a thing. And then it asks, is this property an apartment, townhouse, or condo? I'm going to say, no, it's not any of those. How frequently would you like us to clean? I'm going to say monthly. How would you rate the current cleanliness of your home? So there's a scale of 1 to 10 here, and it's all described. Number 8 says everything is in its place for the most part, but the weekly stuff just doesn't get done. So I'm going to select that. And then for the maintenance schedule, there's lots of questions here. Is this for a special event? Will it be a move in or move out? Will the home be completely vacant? Have you used Maid services before? Do you have wood floors? Do you have light fixtures that can't be reached with a 2-step ladder? So all of those questions I could answer yes or no to.
All right, so hold on, Kurt. I've got a question here.
Yeah.
So let's say that I want to automate this part of my business, right? And I decide, this just looks like a lot of work. I don't really know how to do it. I decide to go with Responsibid because it seems easier to me. Do I have to have all these questions? Are these like the preferred questions? Like how does that whole thing work?
That's a great question. So we do, when you start up a module, we actually open it up with all the questions that you may or may not want to ask right out of the gates. And then beyond that, we actually allow you to customize, turn stuff off. You can write new questions and we can actually help customize it for you. But you actually get an account trainer when you set up your account that will actually help you with this process. So we just ask you, what questions do you normally ask? And normally we just turn off the questions that you don't care about. And then we just go from there.
All right. And so speaking to your concern where you said people, you've had a few people concerned about the having it be personable and be personalized. This is one of the places where they could do that then. Look for, now are the questions, so it says, have you used a maid service before? What if I don't like the term maid? Am I stuck with maid services?
Nope. You can change any word you see on this page.
Okay.
You can change the meanings. You can add as many questions as you want. Like there's literally nothing, including the images. There's literally nothing here that you have to use.
Okay. So that's a way that you can make it really be what you want it to be. It can be, it can be in your voice, in your, I don't know the word that I was looking for. I had a great word and it went clean out of my head.
A lot of people do refer to their company's voice. And I think that that's a really great term. Also, geographically, some people would never call it wood floors. They would call it hardwood floors, or some people might call it like laminate floors, that they really care if it's laminate versus hardwood or something.
Right. Okay.
So all of this stuff can be completely customized. And the pricing that's happening behind the scenes with all this is also, probably goes without saying, but it's all completely customizable too.
All right. So I'm glad you said that, because I don't think that goes without saying. For a lot of people, it's like, they give me all this information, but it still seems like a lot of work. I think you, similar to what I do, is we run into people that think it seems like a lot of work to do this. So setting it up initially. So
I'll finish giving this quote here, but just note this module that I'm doing. This is sort of like what it's like out of the box. Once you could spend an hour on this and make it look completely different. And imagine this, it wouldn't just be an hour on your own. You'd have an hour with one of our professionals helping you set it up. And like in an hour, we can make this look completely different, say completely different things, and price. We try to usually start with what you're currently doing. We do find in a lot of cases that people are already making it way too hard to bid their own services. So we can give you suggestions and best practices. That doesn't mean you have to take us up on it. But we have found that people are like, they want the customer to do 17 cartwheels, jump up and down 3 times, hold their arms out beside them. And then we can know if we can get it down to like 38 cents, less or more, like based on, like, it's just funny. Like this is kind of an example. How many people live in the home? Well, for me, that's pretty easy. I know I get 6 plates for dinner every night. How many cats live in the home? Well, I know I don't have any cats, and I also don't currently have any dogs either. So these questions aren't too hard for me. But some people are like, how many mammals? How many reptiles? How many? Like, it's like, but will this affect the price? No, we just want to know. Okay, well, your customer's like, gosh, like,
it's getting
when they ask for my social security number, like, this is getting crazy. So.
And making it too hard, like what's the point of making it too hard? You can find out all that information later if you get the job, right? If you want to know how many mammals and how many reptiles, wait till you get in the house. So, and if you're not going to be cleaning windows, I've seen this as well. If you're not going to be cleaning the windows, this isn't the place to ask how many windows they have.
Yes.
So you might want to know that later, because you might want to be cleaning windows later, but not today, not here.
Right. Well, and actually, we have really cool tools that you can use based off of square footage as well. But actually, I think I'll be showing that might come up here in the next little bit. But but you're right. So when I get to the bottom, these are the last 3 questions. So how many simple light fixtures would you like us to clean versus complex? Now, you can put little like identifiers up here. What means it's simple versus complicated.
Yeah.
But how many blinds would you like us to clean? These are some examples of things that you can ask about. But I'm going to go ahead and click continue.
Okay.
And we could leave notes here if we wanted to. I'm going to just turn this off so that I don't have the automation running. But I want you to see what happens when I click get a bid.
Okay.
So this process could be done with, we could be in person as a sales rep doing this bid, or this could be on the website as you're seeing here. Either way, Liz Trotter just got a proposal. Here's a video that makes it nice and personal. Like, hey, customer, my name is Curt Kempton. I own greatmaidservice.com. I'm super excited to be able to give you this proposal down below. If you have any questions, we stand behind our work. I could tell all sorts of nice, warm, fuzzy stuff here before you see your price and really sell my company. This is, again, one of those opportunities to make this extremely warm and fuzzy.
And so this is, a lot of times I know people worry also that I don't want to just spit out a price. Then I'm just competing on price. But this is a way to get around that, where you have a chance to show the value before you spit out the price. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Before I get to the price, let's talk about that for a second. That's a really great point. I'm not sure. Well, I think I know a few of the origins of that concern. And there's certainly nothing saying you have to put Responsibid or any other quoting software on your website.
Right.
But let me ask you this. When you go to research something on the website, what is one of your very main concerns that you want to research?
I want to know about price. It's true.
It's true, isn't it?
True.
So I go to four house cleaning companies' websites, and all four want to tell me how many years they've been in business, what color their uniforms are, what kind of vehicles they use, whether their vacuums have HEPA filters,
what kind of cleaning products they use.
Yeah. And like literally as a guy who needs house service, that's like literally none of the questions I had.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know any of them.
First thing I want to know before I even want any other questions, I know me, I want to know the price first.
Yeah.
Because that lets me know if I want to move forward.
And while I do want to know if they have green cleaning supplies, I do want to know that. I think that this video is actually a great place to sell that. Mm-hmm. While being in a lot of business for a lot of years is nice to know, this video might be a nice place to put that as well. Mm-hmm. While I do think it's important that your employees are background checked, and in fact, I won't do business with you if they aren't. That's my personal thing. Those things are all important to me. But like, I don't even know if we're in the right ballpark yet. Like, I don't know if I should even ask those questions yet. Cause like, how much do you charge? Like, how much does this cost?
If it's $5,000, I don't really care how, all of those answers could be yes, perfect. Yes, perfect. Yes, perfect. Still not interested. So you just wasted all of my time.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing that most people want to know. I 100% agree here.
And when you hide it from me, this is the one that hurts. But when you hide the price from me, especially as I'm coming up in the day and age where I can buy everything on Amazon, see the price online quick. I can go to Walmart.com. I can buy stuff on eBay or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or basically anywhere in the world and just see the price really quick and easy. If I feel like you're hiding it from me, like you broke trust with me.
Right.
Because I feel like you're hiding something. Why are you so afraid of telling your price?
Yeah.
And it's not
it makes you think something's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Because if you are proud of your value that you provide, then I just want to know what value exchange is going to take place. Because at the end of the day, that's what business is. You're going to make me so happy that it's going to be worth more than the dollars you're going to ask for. That's why we buy anything in this world. Yeah. Like, I would rather not have this $50 in my pocket than this thing that you're selling for $50. That's sort of the beauty of it all. So anyone who has that fear of putting your price out there, just know that I hear you. I've been in your shoes. I know what you're talking about, but what we're going to go down here. I want you to pay close attention why the value exchange is expressed in the way that it is. When we scroll down here and you see, we have to express what the happiness level is going to be in exchange for a certain number of dollars. You're going to gain trust with me as I go down through here. And also know that in today's day and age, the reason someone is reaching out after hours and expecting to get it after hours is because everyone else in their world has done the same thing for them. Another thing that's important to know, and I don't say this super lightly. I want people to like sort of absorb it and take it for what it actually is. But if you are giving a price to somebody on the other side of the computer, there's a very good chance that they don't want to talk to a human. And I know that sounds harsh and crazy and weird, but the more this texting versus talking, and the more this instant messaging versus calling someone or meeting in person, the more this stuff happens, the more we as a human species are being trained this way. So
and I don't even think it sounds harsh, Curt. I think it's very realistic. If you talk to especially anyone that is under the age of 35, the idea of having to talk on a phone is a deal breaker. My son is not going to pick up. If somebody says they have to call, he's not going to do it. He just is not.
You can call if you text first and I tell you it's okay to call me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like what's happening.
Yeah.
Now there are a couple companies that we have all heard of that know this and are banking on the fact that you don't care.
Yep.
Thumbtack and HomeAdvisor know that all they have to do is build a grocery store and stock their shelves with a bunch of people who want to do business in person. And then what they do is they have all of you guys race to the bottom while they promise the customer that grocery shopping online experience. And those of you who love HomeAdvisor or Thumbtack, I haven't met any of you yet, but the thing is that they are stocking their shelves with you because you're not stocking your own shelves with you. Every time someone goes to your website and learns about how many years you've been in business and what number to call to get a quote, they are literally hitting the back button, going back to their Google search and going until someone, HomeAdvisor or Thumbtack, says, click here for an instant quote. And then they don't even have to keep the promise. They have all of you guys keep the promise for them, but now you're all fighting against each other. So literally people who've been on your website and saw how many years you're in business are now contacting you through Thumbtack because Thumbtack is the one that made the promise to them that they were actually willing to follow. Now, they are pretty ticked off when 18 different companies are calling them, all berating them over the phone, racing to try and get the job. But I digress. So anyway, just know that
not a Thumbtack and HomeAdvisor fan, huh, Curt? Not. Yeah, you're not a big Thumbtack or HomeAdvisor fan. I'm kind of getting a little hint.
Yeah, I guess what irritates me the most is that not only do you race to the bottom, I think the part that irritates me the most is that they're just willing to make a promise that they don't have to keep, and then they charge you for it while you compete with all your competitors. Like, it just seems like the biggest salt in the wound business strategy.
Well, you know what I don't like about them, which is completely different than what most people don't like, is it frustrates me as a consumer. So nothing to do with house cleaning. If I'm looking for a plumber, right? Let's say I'm looking for a plumber and I'm searching in Google, and the whole first thing is going to be the HomeAdvisor, the Thumbtack stuff, the best plumber in Olympia. I'm like, yes, that's what I want. The best plumber in Olympia.
Yeah.
And I click on it and they show me 20 names. I'm like, how's that the best plumber in Olympia?
Yeah.
You're killing me here.
They are not interested. So I love that you're talking about from the consumer's point of view, because I know I did talk a lot about it from our side, the provider side, but they have no interest in keeping any promises.
Yeah.
They just make the claims that they know will get people to take action.
All right. So the point here is automations can be used for evil as well as good.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it could be used in a way where, like, they sat on the sideline and watched people have this attitude for so long that they watched the whole business model just rise up in front of them. And while I have made it pretty clear that I think they're pretty unsavory, the fact is that you could actually curate the best possible experience. I mean, here I am on greatmaidservice.com. I've already seen the owner talk to me 2 or 3 times. And now he's not breaking trust because he's telling me, if you want our maid service deep clean, that's $446 We include mirror cleaning for $60 and interior refrigerator cleaning, normally $100. We'll do all of that in the value package for $515. You'll save $91. Now, I'm going to make it clear here. This is a test account. This is not real stuff. But it did use real numbers with real math calculations to come up with this price. And I positioned it as the value package is the bare minimum of what we'd recommend for a sparkling experience.
Okay.
So as I'm shopping, I can step myself up for just a few extra dollars and get interior oven cleaning and dryer vent cleaning. Or I could spend a few more dollars and get a whole carpet cleaning included with basic, and I could save $305 in this crazy thing. Now, there's a lot of people who are listening right now, and this is a whole other topic outside of automations. I could automate this to do the same things that you would normally do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to change the way you're doing it. Right. The point I want to make here is that this automation does not look at someone and judge by the wrist, the watch that's on their wrist, what they can or can't afford, or the car that's in the garage, or what neighborhood they're in. This is using pure math and psychology to help people get the research they're looking for and emotionally comfortable with the price to move into a decision-making mode. They can buy anything a la carte. So I could say Maid service. I can see more service options. I could go from the premium cleaning to the deep cleaning to the maintenance cleaning. I can see what I will or won't get. I could watch another video from the owner explaining what kind of services are in our maintenance Maid service package. I didn't even ask for carpet cleaning, and look at this, just based off of the square footage, I know how this was calculated. I could actually start selecting from the carpet cleaning options that I want. I could buy anything I want a la carte. If I select the package, let's say I get this, not only will the package be selected, the bundle that what all is included, but I could actually now get discounts on bundling with a few other maybe a la carte items.
Dude, is this new, Curt? I love this.
Yeah, we just added this bundling feature just recently, and
yeah, this looks new, and I'm loving this. This is amazing.
What you should know is that since people started bundling their services together this way, and selling, for example, I know you might be specifically interested in this. So interior oven cleaning, the premium is 60 minutes of professional oven cleaning, and the deluxe is maybe all you really need is 30 minutes of professional oven cleaning. You should know that right now, in its very early stages, we still have a lot of stuff to figure out how to make this optimized.
Yeah.
People are already reporting, people are reporting much higher than this, but it sounds like 4 is about the magic number. 4xing their average ticket price with bundles. 4 times, 400% increase.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the reason it's happening is because you can clearly see here that if I started this process wondering how much a cleaning service costs, I am moving very quickly from how much does it cost to how happy do I want to be.
Yeah.
And I'm associating that happiness emotionally with some urgency. If I decide right now, it looks like I can save $305. And I'm associating it with, do I have $713 that I could earmark for home cleaning? I mean, those are the kinds of questions that your brain has to move from logical to emotional in order to be able to make a decision. I have to move from did I do enough research? Do I have enough options, but I'm not feeling overwhelmed? And do I have enough happiness being presented to me that the dollars are a foregone conclusion? And some people are in the audience. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Curt. Finish.
Some people are in the audience going, "Oh my gosh, Curt, you can't sell a home cleaning for more than $250. That's crazy." And I'm telling you, we could apply your strategy here and make it the value package. But I promise you that if you can get a little bit creative and offer more value, not only will your customer have that HomeAdvisor, that Thumbtack experience of having a few different choices in front of them, but all those choices are coming from you, which is a huge step up.
Yes.
But they will finally, the example I give people is, and this is Donald Miller that says this, is building a story brand. He says, you can hold 1 bowling ball, and you can hold 2 bowling balls. You can even hold 3 bowling balls. But if you hold 4 bowling balls, you hold no bowling balls. And what I mean with that is explaining is, if I give you enough options that you feel like mentally you're in a great position to have enough information to make a decision, if I give you one more piece of information, you're in overwhelm, you don't make a decision.
Yeah.
This is the most simple way to be able to automate it from I'm curious to what it's going to cost to move all 3 bowling balls that I feel like I've got enough information, and this is the one I'm going to throw down the lane. This is the one that will make me the happiest.
Well, this is an interesting thing too that I'm really liking about the way this is set up is, so like in your bowling ball idea, if I see 1 bowling ball, 2 bowling balls, 3 bowling balls, if I see 3 bowling balls and somebody says, hey, can you pick up all 3 of those bowling balls? That looks hard. But if you show me 1 bowling ball and I pick that up and they say, hey, can you pick up 1 more? I'm like, yeah, I think I can pick up 1 more. And then I think I could pick up 1 more. But if you show me the 713 first, that just looks like too much. Yeah. But you know what? When I start out at $515, $597, that's only, it feels like that's only another $80. And I get all of this other stuff. I feel like I've got my FOMO going on, right? I feel like I can't afford to not get that. Now I jump up to the next one, 597 to, now I've hit a whole nother number at 700. I'm like, okay. Oh, that's so good. I just do.
And the cool thing here is that if you go, holy mackerel, I go up by about $200, and that's what the carpet cleaning alone would cost. I'm still getting even more. I'm
still getting all this stuff.
Yeah.
The reason why this selling works is because it's how we're wired.
Yes.
It's going to work on us. It's not because we're stupid. It's not because this is some kind of grand idea. This is the way our subconscious works. This is the way we are humanly wired to want to get more for less. So we got to do it. I like that we're doing it within our own company. I really love that piece.
Well,
Liz, at a time.
Is it okay if I go back to yours? I just want to be able to look at your face here. So I'm going to click here. Is that going to?
Oh yeah, you can't see us, huh? I can see you.
How do you turn this thing so it doesn't do this? Because I have some stuff I need, some real talk here. All right. Some real talk.
I don't know. There should be another. Let me stop.
Oh, there's probably a thing I'm supposed to click. I bet you I'm supposed to stop sharing. There we go. Okay. So Liz, here's the deal. What you just brought up about us being wired a certain way. Yeah. It is so important to understand that whether you're using this as my automation in Responsibid or your own automation that you built from scratch, and frankly, you don't even have to build an automation for this. Even if this is just the way you're trying to give quotes. Yeah. What we have learned since rolling out this new bundling feature within the Responsibid quote, everyone already has loved the automations for years. I didn't even show you the follow-up automations that are going to the customer, emails, text messages, and making sure that they don't fall through. What we have learned in bundles alone is that your customers are wanting more value. Right. Like I had a guy in our Responsibid group. He said, Responsibid just made me infinitely more money. Here's what happened. A customer has called me for the last 3 years to go out and give a quote. And every year I go out and I give a quote. I give a quote for about $200 or $300 to clean their windows. And every year they go with another company that's cheaper. This year I went out and gave them a bundle price. The price came out to be $1,300 and they chose us. Why did they go from choosing the cheaper company to jumping up $1,000? Well, the answer to it is crazy. Is that he was able to show how much more value that he was providing. This is one story. So you're probably like, well, Curt, of course you can tell me one story like that. The problem is I can see these stories coming in time and time again. Our team that's helping people set these bundles up, they're hearing it time and time again. And what we're learning more and more is that someone will just sit down and curate the perfect customer experience. This is what customers who want everything get. This is what customers who want just something get. This is what customers who this is sort of the bare minimum. We can do just the regular old house cleaning maintenance visit, but if you want to be really happy, this is the minimum what we recommend. You just said the human mind is wired to find that. People think that, oh, they're just cheap. They're going for the cheapest thing. No.
Really not.
They're going to the best value, like the best value exchange that they saw was that you can clean my windows for $300 or he can clean my windows for $290. Yeah. And it's the best value exchange.
All right. So I'm going to suggest for this, just for this call right here, this Facebook Live, that we change the word value to stuff. Because here's what happens. When we talk about the word value, people get all tied up in their understanding what's value, and they start with the spinning of the head before they start actually thinking. I don't know how to add value. I don't know what that means. So don't think of it as adding value. Think of it as getting more stuff for your money. That's it. I was getting more stuff for my money. Like over here, I spent $100 and I get this stuff. And over here, I spent $97 and I get the same stuff.
Yes.
So that's why I don't want to do that. Why would I spend more money for the same stuff? So, but here I spend $100 and I get this stuff and I get this thing over here and I get this additional stuff.
Yeah.
This other company is $97, but I don't get the extra stuff.
And you know who's the master of this is like car lots. Now, I don't know right now because I know inventory is really low, but you know, I can sell you a car that gets you from point A to point B, and it'll cost you this many dollars.
Okay.
I can sell you another car that gets you from point A to point B, and it's a lot more.
Yeah.
No, that's not how you sell, right? I mean, it's true. That's the truth of it. But this one has more stuff.
Yeah.
And this one also has more stuff. And this one also, and by the time you get to the Lamborghini,
this one has really cool stuff.
This is cool stuff.
This stuff's so cool.
Yeah. This one will actually help you pick up chicks. Now I'm married, so that's not as important to me because I already picked up my chick.
Yeah.
But just understand that, you know, people say, oh, you're selling status, or you're selling this. Like you said, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Just selling you more stuff. So anyone here
they care about. And here's a tricky thing. So it doesn't always have to be stuff that I care about. So a lot of times we get stuck because we think it has to be stuff that I care about. But you know what? Not always. And I'll give you a really good example. Right? It's true. So let's say that we're talking about the window thing again, right? Window washing. This guy's going to charge me $100 and he's going to clean all of my windows inside and out. Right? I've got a small little place. The other guy is going to charge me $150. He's going to clean all of my windows inside and out, but he's also going to give me a squeegee, and he's going to give me a bucket, and he's going to give me a cloth. I don't want to do my own windows, but guess what? I still want that deal because I still want to get that squeegee, that bucket, and that cloth. I don't want to clean my windows, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But I still want the stuff.
Yep.
So it doesn't always have to be.
Is this something that you run across often? I don't know if you hear this. I hear this a lot. Like, I gave a guy a quote, or I gave a lady a quote, and they're just too cheap. They didn't go for me. They were cheapskates. Do you hear that very often?
I hear that from my clients all the time, from my coaching clients all the time. Like, no, Liz, you don't understand. The people that live here won't pay those prices because the people that live here in this part of the world are cheaper than the people that live anywhere else in the whole world. I hear that.
Can you imagine?
Or I hear this. No, you don't understand, Liz, because where I live, I'm competing against all of these, what we call trunk slammers. These people that are only charging $40. So I can't charge more. Nobody will pay more because they know they can get it for $40
from a trunk slammer.
Right.
We call them bucket bobs in the window cleaning world.
So, I've never heard it before. I love it. All right.
Yeah, bucket bobs. Yeah. So so here's what I would say to those people. And Liz, I know you talk to people all the time about how you think your area is so different and so special and so weird, which of course is the first lie you're telling yourself. Mm-hmm. I want to flip that conversation, and I know this is about automation, so we can bend this back into the automation that you just watched, but I think it's so important people understand this. It's your job to explain all the stuff that they get. And if someone's being cheap and not choosing you, I would challenge you to think that you did a terrible job of describing your stuff.
Terrible. I like that. Just terrible. You did a terrible job.
And because the fact is that it should feel like this is so good, and I can't live without it, right?
No. Yeah, I mean,
what was the ShamWow guy? There was a period of time when no one in America could live without a ShamWow. If you don't have a ShamWow, how in the world have you been doing this? But on a slop shop, if you don't get the slop shop, you're probably just
You had to.
slumming it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the ShamWow did not change the world.
No.
But they did a great job of explaining that you were not just getting a rag. You're getting a rag that can absorb this much extra stuff, and it can get your carpet, and it can do all this other stuff, and
so many things.
And I'm not saying that anyone needs to get out there and turn themselves into a
car salesman.
Yeah, like some sort of weird, crazy salesperson.
A ShamWow guy.
But I just showed you how automation can do the perfect job of describing the stuff every single time. And that's sort of what the whole point is here. If you're going to automate stuff to be done in your business, you can automate it so that it does it the right way every single time. You know, you have bad days. Everyone has a good day and a bad day. But imagine if you set up a process that your customer had the ultimate journey from I'm wondering about this to I can't, I've got it now.
Yeah.
If you curate that whole entire journey to be the ultimate journey, what I would go so far as to say is not only is automation not really cold, and not only is it an incredible use of your time, if you think it's going to take a long time, I would go so far as to say you are morally obligated to do this. You are morally obligated to give your customers the most perfect experience that you can every single time. You signed up for that when you became a business owner, and automation is the one sure way to make sure that you never have a bad day and that your customer gets to understand the stuff that you're offering every single time without any question about what they're going to get. And the reason that these infomercials work so well has probably a lot less to do with the personality on the TV and more to do with the fact that they planned and said, this is how we're going to show the stuff. This is how it's going to look to the customer. This is the feeling they're going to have as it goes on. And logically, they're going to be able to check all the boxes. And emotionally, they're going to feel like, how could I live without this? And if you automate that process, you can go on TV and be in any market. Doesn't matter what market you're in. The ShamWow will sell. Yep. It will. And it's not because people are cheap or not cheap. It's because the stuff or the value is described so well that the customers just can't imagine why they wouldn't.
It doesn't make sense not to. Now, at some point in time, it becomes the logical choice to spend more money. Even if you can't afford it, sometimes it's like, I can't really afford it, but I can't afford not to do it. I have to do it. I need to pay for $17,000 to have my roof done instead of the $12,000 because of all of the things, all of the stuff that I'm going to get from the $17,000 company. And sometimes the stuff that I'm getting is the credibility and reputation. Sometimes it's that stuff, but it's not.
You know what? You just brought up an amazing point. Remember those videos, especially the one at the top of the proposal? Yeah. One big video at the top. Yeah. If I fall in love with the person in that video, and that's the stuff I want. Hi, my name is Liz. I am the best house cleaning company in the world. I only hire people that do X, Y, and Z. We do these special things at our company. The one thing that makes us incredibly special is this particular thing, and we can't wait to show you that thing. Take a look at your proposal down below. If anything on that proposal doesn't look just right to you, please give us a call. We'd love to explain something to you or whatever, and you do that. And someone says, gee, or hi, I'm Liz. This is my husband. This is my kids. We do this thing. We're just a regular old family here in town that have a company. And they go, wow, what cute kids, right? Yeah. At some point, that might be the stuff. That could be. And guess what? None of your competitors have that stuff. Yeah. They don't have your face. They don't have your smile. They don't have your kids. And so sometimes we think about automation as, again, like I said, cold and hard and some sort of like really impersonal thing. And yet, if I'm doing that every single time, it could be that warm item and that warm fuzzy that you're sending that actually locks you in a customer for life who becomes price insensitive. That's another thing that's important. People can become price insensitive just because of one little piece of that buying process that emotionally and logically checked all the boxes. Hi, I'm Liz. We donate 5% of all profits or 10% of all profits to cancer research or for Clean for a Reason, or it could be local sporting teams or what.
Whoever.
Yeah. And that person goes, don't matter. Prices don't matter anymore. This is the person.
That's my company. All right. So the piece here that you're trying to say, Curt, is the reason why the automation works. I believe this is one of the things that you're trying to say, is that the reason why automation is the clear choice is you can curate all of those decisions in advance, and the automation delivers on it every single time. Even if you have the best salesperson on the planet, you make all of the decisions up front, the salesperson can get knocked off by any little thing. Sometimes it's just that they're not having a great day. And do you really want your whole entire sales plan to revolve around somebody's good or bad day? I mean, that's a whole decision stack there that you've decided on, and what you've decided to have your company be known for. And again, the voice of your company, the brand, your entire brand, it only makes sense that you automate it so that it's consistent all the time. That message goes out every time to every single person. The expectation is set over and over and over again. It's easy to find problems too, right? If you have one person that says, if I'm the person on the phone, I'm the salesperson, and then later somebody says, hey, Liz said that you were going to be at my house at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't know. I got to go listen to a record. Did Liz do that or not? If I've got that automated and the customer says, hey, you guys said that you'd be here at 7 o'clock, I don't have to do anything because I already know it didn't. I might need to look at, where did she get this idea? Right?
Well,
crazy. Yeah. Or do I have 3 people saying that 7 o'clock thing? Right. That's
as long as there's humans, that will be a thing. The general public will never cease to amaze us. Yes. I do want to point out for people who are who love in-person sales reps. This is another important thing, though. I think that there's a great time and a place for in-person sales reps. There are non-millennials out there that need the handshake and that need you to walk through and meet all their dogs and walk through. And if that's your business model, I think you're serving a real market that has real needs.
Yeah.
I can tell you from experience, when humans do math, they only make mistakes that cost me money. I don't know why it is, but they never add something extra in. They always forget to add something that was supposed to be. They never forget, like they forget where they're at, and they forget a trip charge or minimum for a certain area or whatever. These are all things that I've experienced firsthand, and I know are true. But the other thing I've experienced firsthand is that if my sales rep is free to just input things and kick out, because we have the app, we have a version that works on your mobile device really, really well. And the presentation of a quote to the customer, while it may be automated, you might have a great salesperson who can sort of fill in the gaps and answer the questions and go through it and maybe make some customizations along the way, because maybe as you're entering in stuff, you need to go into that customer profile and deduct for this or add for that or whatever. I'm not downplaying the need for a sales rep if that's the style you want to follow. But I would argue that any sales rep who is building a bundle or a package on site, which they should be, but if they're doing it on site, chance for error is very high, as you were mentioning, Liz.
Yep.
The second thing that's probably going to happen is that while they're putting their attention into math and things that computers and devices do really well, they're losing opportunities to keep the rhythm of the sale going. And that is another really sad thing, that people could actually be missing out on opportunity just because they give me just 1 minute, let me sit down and and they're doing bad math anyway, but and then they show it to them and they sell the job for $100 cheaper than they should have. And then they get in the car and they maybe did or didn't close the job. I'm just saying that people who are working to sort of rule this stuff out, I'm just telling you from experience, automation is a great thing. It's a great investment. It's great for your customer. It's great for you. And I know that was the topic of today, is automation. If you feel yourself recoiling at automation, I just want you to know that the year is 2022. It's going to keep going to 2023, 2024. we're trying to open the door. Yeah, I know. Liz is like, as long as World War III pandemics and hornet viruses aren't coming along. Like
Hornet viruses.
Yeah, I don't know. I just invented something. The thing is that if you are recoiling at automations, I would invite you to please stand back and think of yourself as if you're the CEO of your company, the owner of your business, you're the orchestra conductor.
Yeah.
You're making sure that everything's working. Automations are your friend. They aren't necessarily, you're not going to be able to automate probably everything, not specifically in the year 2022. But I'm telling you, we are getting closer and closer to automating more and more things. The people who are buying from you want more and more automation. You're going to be able to have to compete on more and more automation. And I would tell you, it's worth the longest, hardest thought process you've ever had to figure out, what am I doing over and over again? Where are mistakes being made? And try to get automation involved in your business some way, somehow, whether it's through my software or through some other design of some sort. You as the business owner, as I said earlier, I believe it's your moral obligation to provide your customer with the absolute best experience that they can possibly have. And so many business owners think that their business is for them. But guys, and this is going to be a hard truth. This is one that really, it doesn't even taste good coming out of my mouth. The reason a slimy salesman is slimy, the reason that a manipulative salesman is manipulative, is because the sale is all about them and their commission.
Mm-hmm.
One more time. What makes a slimy salesman slimy is that because that sale is all about them and their commission. And the reason that we're not slimy is because we're curating. The reason that we care is that we've curated an experience for our customer to be the absolute ultimate positive experience they could possibly have. And yes, we're entitled to charge for it, but it's not manipulative and it's not slimy, because we are trying to create the greatest value exchange / stuff exchange, right?
Yeah.
For customers by thinking it through from their perspective.
Yeah.
And I would venture to say that automations is probably the most powerful way that you can make your customer's journey consistent, positive, and powerful if you'll just take the time to think it through.
All right. Well, you're not getting any argument from me. I do want to add one quick thing. If you don't think that sales is the place that you want to automate, then Curt made the valid, very, very valid point that we're in the world of automations and you got to be automating something. So be looking at what you are going to automate. Curt, do you want to throw up your, oh, that sounded funky. Do you want to put your website up where anybody that's interested in Responsibid might?
How would I do that? How do I throw something up?
I am just going to put a link on all of the groups for everybody.
Okay. So just responsibid.com. You can chat with me or my team right there. There's a little chat bubble there. Responsibid.com. And if you want to reach me personally, Curt, if it has to be me, Curt, C-U-R-T, at Synthesize, the most difficult to spell thing in the whole world. S-Y-M.
All right, we're going to put it in here. Curt at synthesize.com.
Z-E.com. Yep.
All right, Curt at synthesize.com if you want to talk to Curt specifically.
That's me. And more than happy to answer any questions. I'll be at the Quality Driven Software show. I'm leaving tomorrow. Liz, I know you're going to be there.
I'll be there.
So I'm happy to if anyone wants to pull me aside, ask any questions. I'd love to hear about you guys' stories too. Listen, these bundle things are rocking my world. I knew they were going to make a difference. I was hoping it would double people's business. I had no idea that it was going to be a 400%. I mean, that is a big
That is a big number. Yeah, that is a huge number. It's great for everybody. So if you haven't looked at it, look at it now. All right, Curt, we are out of time here. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. I super appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's going to be automating more things. All right.
Automate.
That's right. Automate. All right. We'll see you in a few days. Talk to you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.